What's up, YouTube? This is Rocky, and I'm coming at you with another video. Coming at you with another video about a weekly check-in. And it's early. It's a Monday morning, and I'm just feeling a little inspired after a really, really long weekend, a tough weekend where I was going through, some fears and some doubts, some spiritual turmoil and upheaval, but you know how you have to maintain your lawn. You have to maintain your lawn. You have to make sure that it's manicured. You have to make sure that, that it's looking good, that it's protecting your home, that it's doing what it was designed to do. And basically, I had to do some self-inventory to make sure that I was doing the things that I needed to do and keeping up with the standards that I had set for myself. And just to remember to write most or all of my endeavors down on paper in order to keep it renewed in my mind, in order to keep it fresh, and in order to turn it into the proper motivation that I need to turn it into in order to do what I need to do for the week. And basically, I've just started journaling and setting weekly goals, those things that I wanted to accomplish in the oncoming week, and recollect those things that I did accomplish the last week. I hope I said that right. I know that, you want to write down what you remember you doing, and then you want to write down what those things that you plan to do, that you want to do. And basically, that's all I'm saying. And, it's sometimes it can be very difficult because you can feel you can feel that you doubt yourself, or that you let yourself down because sometimes you don't get to accomplish every goal that you set, but I did. That's why you have to set those attainable goals first. Okay, I'm going to wash the dishes. I'm going to take the garbage out. I'm going to wash clothes. I'm going to study. I'm going to journal. Just small little goals that you can accomplish every day that are going to amount to you accomplishing a larger goal. And those are basically the new standards that I had to set for myself, because I was letting a lot of things go by the way. So I was forgetting a lot of things. I was losing motivation to do the things that I was capable of. And that's because a large amount of daily failures. Those things that I say that I want to do, and then I don't do them. And sometimes they're very simple. Very simple things that you want to do. You can blame everybody else, because I did. I started blaming everybody else. I started cursing God and everything. But then I realized, the mind is a very complex piece of machinery. And and think about habits, those habits that you form when you're younger. And I just had to remember that. The reasons why my room stayed clean, the reason why I did my chores, and I, me and my egoistic self, and my relishing on my self gratification. I had to realize that I was told to do those things on a daily basis. I was told to wash the dishes on a daily basis. I was told to take out the garbage on a daily basis, and I was told to clean my room on a daily basis. And as an adult with children, and you're failing, and you're looking around your house like, why doesn't my house look like my mother's? And that's because you're not doing what your mother did. You're not reminding yourself to do the dishes. You're not reminding your kids to take care of their rooms. And you're just not doing those things because and I can tell you from my perspective, I did not see the value in my mother telling me to do the things that I did. But people can come into our house. They could practically eat off the floor. They can't do that in my house. Not right now, anyway. because I failed to keep up with those practices and I failed to see the value of those practices. When you fail to see the value of those practices, and when you fail to see the value of those practices, then they do kind of lose their value. They lose their significance in your life. So now that I've remembered that most of the reasons why I got things done is because I had to be reminded. I had to be reminded to get those things done. Now I have to find a reminder, and I think that the best reminder that I can find or that I can think of is, writing them down. Writing them down, making them a necessity, and basically informing myself of why they're a necessity. They're a necessity to keep the house clean, keep the house organized, so that you can have people over to your house without feeling embarrassed, and feeling like a failure because you don't know how to because you're afraid to let people see where you live and how you live. So yeah, those are the one of I mean I just real those are the things that in your youth that you valued, and and it added to my ego that I had. I did have the best room, and I did have the best house and the best mom, because my mother put effort and time into teaching us how to maintain a clean house, how to eat properly, how to maintain your health, because those are the things that she reminded us that we had to do. And as we become adults, I mean, for those people who are who kind of fall into practice and they remember how to do those things and they remember to tell themselves to do those things, that's awesome. But as for me, I now realize that I have to set goals and I have to live my life. I have to live my life as a means to achieving those goals on a daily basis. I have to, and that's the only way that I'm going to achieve the success that I had when I was younger, is to remember those standards that were established for me, that I hesitate to embody, because as you get older, I'm out of my parents' house. I can do what I want to do. I can set my own standards, and then you wake up in your life and it's a disaster. You wake up in your life and it is a disaster. Your house is a disaster. Your life is a disaster because you fail to adapt, or you fail to recognize that you had a good life when you were younger. You had an organized life. You had a successful life. And you need to investigate those reasons why. And it's because your parents were reminding you to get up and go to school, to study, to clean your room, to do the dishes. And I mean, I know that that the entertainment industry has capitalized on that. And I wonder what's happened to, young people or people my age. Hopefully some of you did, continue to follow those standards. But if you didn't, I know that, because my life is in chaos right now. I can tell you that my dishes are not done. I can tell you that my life is unorganized. And that is because I never knew to remind myself that those things needed to be done. I mean, you never know about your life or what your parents have done to you until you look at it in retrospect. And hindsight is 2020, and you look back at your life, you're like, wow, God, they did a lot for me. They did a lot for us, and they set a standard in your life, and you say you remind, oh, I want this and I want that, but I want this and I want that. I want the structure of my family that my mom had. Like, well, you have to do those things that she did, and it's a lot. And I think that's why a lot of young people, a lot of young women like myself, go through tough times or fail or succeed is because we either emulate what we saw our parents do, or we completely protest the whole process in which we were raised, and we go out and we develop and we find ways of managing on our own. I wonder about the success rate of that. But as for me, I'm going to go back to the standards that my mother established for me, because God, my house is a mess. I'm contemplating on whether I want to show you guys how messy it is, but okay. I just had a poppy seed muffin this morning, and I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna clean that. Um, I'm a smoker, so there's a little ashtray on the floor. I mean, it's not a disgusting. This is a cup of coffee that I just made, but as you can see, and you can look around, it's just a total. It's like Animal House. It's like, and there's my TV.